This episode is brought to you by the Shop 1 in 5 Pledge. We believe that when you purchase from a small online or offline business, your dollar goes further. Hey friends, Minna and I created the Shop 1 in 5 Pledge, and we're inviting you to take it with us. It's a commitment to make 1 in 5 of your purchases from a small business, online or offline. It's a way to make an impact together where and when it matters most. Because the truth is, your purchasing power matters now more than ever. Head to shop1in5.com to take the pledge. Make that commitment to shop 1 in 5 of your purchases towards a small business. We also invite you to shop the directory if you don't know where to find other small businesses. It's right there on the page. And we're asking for you to share the pledge. Imagine if each of us told 3 to 4 people about the Shop 1 in 5 pledge. It would be an incredible and life-changing for so many small businesses. Tell your friends, your family, and your social network. It costs nothing extra and makes a world of difference. Our purchases have the ability to change lives. Okay, let's jump in.
Welcome to the Product Boss Podcast, where we help product-based businesses grow their sales and improve their strategies.
Hey everyone, I want to introduce you to my co-host and biz bestie, Minna Kunlo-Sita, an Amazon guru that has built a multi-6-figure product-based business.
And introducing the other half of the Product Boss, Jacqueline Snyder. She has helped launch and grow over 500 fashion apparel and accessory brands, even one of her own.
And together, we share our inventory of secret weapons that will help you dig deep and do the work it takes.
Are you ready? Let's build together.
Hey friends, it's Jacqueline and Minna. And if you've ever wondered what it's like to coach with us and have our brains come together to work on your business, then you're going to love this episode.
Because recently, we invited a few multi-stream machine students to submit questions that we could coach and answer live, and we wanted to share their sessions with you today. We're so excited, so let's jump in.
So Stacey, you are the owner of Bee Blends, so would you mind telling everybody your business?
Okay, so I'm Stacey Ventura. I own Bee Blends, and we manufacture all natural bath and body products, soy candles, and aromatherapy jewelry. We started online, and then we opened a brick and mortar. Our brick and mortar has been open since July. So we do the online, the brick and mortar, and then we also sell wholesale.
Okay,
amazing.
And so what are the main things that you sell? What are some examples of some bath and body things or specifics?
So our biggest seller are candles. We sell a lot of candles. And then we sell things like our lip balms are huge sellers. So our lip balm is our number one selling bath and body product. We also sell sprays, bug spray. We do lotions and all natural deodorant and things like that.
Okay. And so locally, is that different? So in your brick and mortar, are those things that sell different than what you sell online as far as the best sellers go?
No, actually, I think they're pretty in line. In our brick and mortar, we also bring in other small brands, like similar to ours, things that complement us. So we might bring in like canvas makeup bags to sell with our products, or bamboo washcloths, or things that are in line with what we sell on our website.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So Stacey has a team of 6 people, which includes herself. 3 of you are makers. So you and 2 other people are the makers.
Correct.
And then the 3 other people, what are their roles in the company?
They work in the store. Basically,
so they're front facing.
Yeah. And they do help with, they might help label products, or they might help with, we sell essential oils as well. So they might help put oil, like some of the straight oils that we make, like into bottles and things like that. But I wouldn't necessarily consider them makers per se. They help with some of the other smaller tasks when we're slow in the store.
Who fulfills all your stuff, like ships the orders?
We do.
You and the team of 3, you. Okay.
Yeah.
And who runs your social media or writes your emails or updates the website? You? Okay. All right.
Okay.
So let's get to your question. So everyone's like, me too.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and I want to just say, and you gave us permission, you're on average about 27,000 a month in your revenue. Right. So you've got a great business, right? Okay. But you're still doing everything, even though you have a team.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. It's just size. So her question is, How do I learn how to and decide what to delegate to others so that I can take myself away from the small day-to-day tasks and enable myself to focus on the things that will move the needle and propel me forward? How do I get those systems in place so my business will run and I can narrow in on the activities that facilitate growth?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So I just have a couple more questions.
Sure.
So for your candles that you said
Mhm.
are mostly what your best sellers are, which ones sell? Is it the jar ones or is it the wood ones, the tea candle ones?
We have mason jar candles are our best sellers.
Okay.
We recently brought out like a tumbler line they have like snarky kind of sayings on them that those have been popular as well, but we just brought them out. So they haven't gained as much traction as the mason jars that we sell.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you also said the breakdown of offline to online. You do most of your sales offline, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And you
So in
said,
person.
yeah.
Yes, since we opened our store. Yeah.
Okay. So 80% in your store, your brick and mortar, and 20% online.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's seasonal as well. I would say around the holidays, our online, of course, picks up a lot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how are you finding people online? I'm just curious too. Is it your local people going online?
So some of it is local, but so we started in 2013 and I've just been trying, working at the social media as much as I can. I try to kind of do a mix of product posts as well as I bring my family into it a lot because they're a huge part of the business. So we have I think like a decent following of people. I don't do any other kind of advertising or anything like that, just the social media posts and stuff like that.
Okay, great. All right. So for all of your tasks, for all of you that are starting to hire, and Stacey's already started hiring, but it sounds like she kind of has to go back to square one
Yeah.
because she's still doing everything herself. So I want you to start writing down all the tasks that you do. So go through
Okay.
your entire week and write down everything that you do, and then start assigning those tasks to dollar values. Right.
Okay.
So the things that you would need to do are the ones that are like the $4 tasks. And then the ones
Okay.
that you could give to somebody else are the $1 tasks, right? Those are the ones that are easy to give to somebody. Now, I will tell you that the things that people outsource or that they hire for first for a product-based business is a maker because they're duplicating themselves.
Mhm.
Usually they're pulling themselves out though, right? So you have yet to pull yourself out. The second thing is shipping. Because as you start to get to orders, shipping and making is something that can be simplified, illustrated, and repeated.
Mhm.
And so that's where you start. It's easy to hire because it's easy to teach, right?
Okay.
And you're doing it over and over and over and over. So in those $1 tasks, those, the ones that you are delegating or giving to a team member, think about the ones that are easily teachable, that you can create a process around. And those are
Okay.
the ones that you step away from first. Usually it's making and shipping. Okay. And that's how you start to build yourself out a little bit. As far as like online, because you are mostly brick and mortar.
Because really quick, just to interject, the brick and mortar you actually buy from other brands too, right? Like you're a
Correct.
retailer. It's
Right.
Yeah.
So it's our brand, but
gift
then we
shop.
also, we buy.
Yeah. So it's like a storefront as well.
Right.
So there's other role. I mean, you have so many roles here,
Yeah.
and
You're also
so
a buyer.
yeah, you're
Mhm.
also the
Yeah.
buyer and you are probably the person that they call and, all that stuff. So, and then when you're online, there's the social media that happens and stuff though. I would say first start with hiring and really setting roles and systems into your brick and mortar because that's where you make the bulk of your money right now.
Okay.
And then move to online because it's 20%. Then you start to really refine that and optimize that because right now we don't want to focus online if that's not where your bulk of your money is coming from.
Okay.
You need to figure out and stabilize on the brick and mortar side before you start to stabilize on, and get your presence bigger and, all of that for the online side.
Okay. And so other than the making, like is there, because the shipping doesn't apply to the brick and mortar, obviously, but so I would just focus on like giving up all the making to.
So it would be probably customer service though. If it wasn't shipping, like what's the deliverable at the end? Well, it's somebody that's handing that to them. It also is probably somebody who's thinking about customer retention for local. right? That's
Okay.
you actually, because that's a $4 task.
Okay.
The four,
Sure.
because
Like
thinking
the
about,
Zagat guide, right? Like
yeah,
when you
the
go to an
Zagat guide,
expensive
right?
restaurant with $4
Yeah.
signs.
Yeah. So that's the one that requires you because you're thinking about how can I delight my customers because you're the strategic person. Then you can teach certain things in those buckets,
Okay.
So thinking about customer retention and when it comes to your brick and mortar first,
Okay.
then we can go from there on the next steps, otherwise it's just going to feel like a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
So I have a question,
Sure.
because on your Instagram, it says Bee Blends and it's natural bath and body products. And then there's the pictures of the products that you are making. And then there's a lot of like your actual boutique. Does your boutique have an Instagram?
No. So I have a Facebook page for Bee Blends, and then I have one for Bee Blends Collective, which is our brick and mortar. But
Okay.
for Instagram, I only have one for Bee Blends because it's already so much to keep up with the three of those. It's like, I feel like my head's going to explode if I think about adding another one, but I can't tell you how many times I've said to my husband or my employees, like, I have to add the Instagram page for the store. And
I think that they can still be the same.
Okay.
Because I think it can still be the idea of because there's twofold with your thing. So you have your location in your bio, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there's the idea because this is natural bath and body products hand poured, unique artisan goods. So I think there might be like in your bio something that's updated that's a bit like visit us for gifts and our own specialty products. Like they can come visit the store and see where it's made or whatever. And then they can buy online. Can you resell? Can you also, the products you're buying wholesale, can you sell online as well?
For most of them, I have permission to do that. Yes.
Okay. Because another option, Minna, for her too, is as we're starting to transition into online, I wonder if she should test just be Bee Blends Collective and sell product that she's already buying that's in store. What do you think about that? Like to be an online boutique for all the brands, including hers, or do you think she should still lean into just Bee Blends by itself online?
I mean, it seems like they're buying from her brick and mortar for like kind of a lifestyle, right? It's that, hand poured, you're in Maryland sort of
But it's a
thing.
very cute, like the boutique is like, I don't know how to explain it, but like a gift shop almost. Like you can come and get, yeah.
But then, there's a local appeal, like there's bug sprays and stuff. So I do think that you could carry over to that. And it probably could be part of your processes to the people that work the front. So for example, they would post on social what's in the store onto your Instagram that reflects what's in the store. Especially if they're young, it's like they grew up with the phone, So an example, Jacqueline, is Linda. She does her girls that work for her in the boutique at Fishy Wear. I see them all the time pop up because they're the ones that are doing it. They're like doing the lives and walking around the store and being like, here's what we have. This is our stuff, blah, blah, blah. This is, they'll actually put on for her, they'll put on these fishing headbands or whatever that, for you, it could be like, oh yeah, it smells great. There's probably testers there. Mm-hmm. Then it brings the experience that's in person online for you. And it's built into the processes with your team.
Okay.
So I do think you have the opportunity because your money is out on all the product you need to sell and it's reliant on foot traffic. Yes. So because you're actually more of a boutique that has your own brand within it, I do think there's an idea of maybe starting to shift that gift shoppy thing, because the other thing is people are looking up these other products, like your SEO, all of that goes up. Now, the thing is it's the inventory. Sometimes you might deal with issues with like you have one sign that says like Merry Christmas and somebody wants to buy it online and someone's buying it in store. So that would be something that probably more rare because you don't have as much traffic online. Okay. If you were able to build it online, you would then eventually kind of buy product that you would designate for online. Okay. Right. And then they would maybe come pull it from the store if like you sold it online and you wanted to move another one online or it hit that. But I think that there's a beautiful aspect to your in-person shop. Some people here are suggesting that maybe you do like a once a week show, like a thing where you show what's in the store and you could start with just showing and then see if people will buy from you through the DM. Right. you don't have a ton of followers yet to fully rely on Instagram. But I think
Right.
if people can start to follow you and follow these beautiful products and it's mixed with your product as if your product is just another product within the shop in a way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as they're starting to show up, they can also geotag where they are.
Mhm.
So, for example, when they're showing up and you're talking about, oh, here's the things that we think that you should get for Mother's Day, and they geotag themselves at your boutique, then the people locally will know what that is too. So even
Okay.
though you don't get a lot of traffic, the fact that it's kind of like you get content, easy content,
Okay.
you know?
Okay.
So you'll at least have that as far as like, oh, okay, I can walk around, I can show this. I'm so again, in your own way, bring your own hype. So excited about this brand that we just brought in house. We have
Okay.
this, and then here's our candle that I really think could go great with it. So you're kind of visually showing them how it could happen in their own life, bundling
Okay.
it together for them with suggestion, just like if
Okay.
you're a salesperson in person with them.
The one thing that I have worried about, and the reason that I felt like I needed to do a separate page, is that I worry that my customers that buy Bee Blends that aren't local will get tired of seeing all of the other stuff. But if I end up putting that stuff also on my website, then they can also buy that
I
as
also
well.
think it gives you more content because right
Yeah.
now you are kind of limited.
Right.
I see where you're fearful of that, but you're limited with your products
Right.
and your
Mhm.
product scope, right? Because right
Mhm.
now your social it's got family in there, it's got your family working in the store. You're still kind of showing that. And
Yeah.
so me, I'm not local to you, I'm like, ooh, I want to see more because
Yeah.
I'm already there to shop. So what else can you sell me?
Okay.
Yeah, I would not worry about that at all
Okay.
because they have more needs than just their candle needs or their
Right.
body bath needs. They're a complex consumer that if you show something that's aligned with your specific brands, because, I'm sure there's, in your buying process, right? You only pick products that are aligned with you to be curated in the shop anyways. So
Right.
it'll be an easy alignment for them. So I wouldn't
Okay.
worry about the fact that they're like, oh, this is on here. And,
Okay.
they should know that you curate other things that they might like. And people never get annoyed as long as it's something that feels aligned with them,
Okay. Right.
Listen,
Okay.
we love to shop. So
Yeah.
Natalia says she's willing to connect with you because she owns a brick and mortar and an online gift shop. Her suggestion to you is she said, I always list all of my items online. It also helps with my local customers because they can see what I have and then come in.
Okay.
So, but to go back to your question, it's the idea of how do you stop doing everything?
Yeah.
You just have to stop doing everything. So like Minna said, I think if you can go through, because I think you do probably, I know we were talking about profit versus revenue. We need to probably increase revenue to be able to hire someone else. So right now, while you have 3 other people that are working for you,
Mhm.
you're paying whether or not people are walking into the store or not. I'd love for you to think, what can they do while they're here? Can they
Okay.
post on social? Can they take photos? Because right now you're doing the social too. So can they,
Right.
in between, create social posts that they can even put into a library or a bucket that then you can automate to go forward?
Okay. Okay.
For sure. Can they ship for you? I think that they should be able to pack and ship orders, even if you paid them 1 hour extra to stay after closing to get things going and that they called UPS or USPS for the pickup the next day.
Okay.
Mhm.
Right? Because
Yeah.
those are 3 human beings that you're paying money to that you need help, but they're not right helping you. So you have to think about the things that they can take off of your plate that you can teach someone like Minna said with processes, because all of you, as you grow your businesses, as the business owners, need to stay higher level. You need to stay the visionary. You need to be thinking forward for your business, and you need more hands. You need to duplicate yourself.
Okay.
Mhm. Right. And oftentimes it's just because they're confused on what their roles are because you probably are jumping in quite a bit, right? And they're
Yeah.
expecting you to take the lead. I think empowering them to know what their own roles are, right? They are in charge of, shipping, for example, like your main role is these 3 things: shipping, making, and taking photos of the
Okay.
making and shipping that you're doing, for example, right? And then
Okay.
you take those photos and you can put them on social media, whatever it is, right? Another thing is people in the front would be, okay, mine is taking care of the customer. It is supporting Stacey when she's doing her live shows once a week and talking, right? It is bringing more eyes. I don't know what it is. It has to do with visibility because that's front of the house, right? But
Okay.
specifically them knowing what their roles are when they're coming,
Yeah.
And then
And I do.
yours is just
Yeah.
higher level, you show up, you're the face of the boutique. you're also the person that thinks strategically about customer retention and what that will look like as well.
Okay.
How do you feel?
Good. I have a lot. I have a lot of ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
This will be recorded too, that you'll be able to go back to. So
Okay,
I
awesome.
think again, and this is actually from one of our masterminders, she does this. So she has a Trello board, and she, as a department, like every department that you would consider was within your business, maybe you just keep, and you could do it on your notes, on your phone, wherever. Every time there's a task that you do, for example, start aligning them in departments. Is it marketing?
Okay.
Is it fulfillment? Is it production? Is it development? Is it sales? And start to put in all your list of like the to-dos. And then you can, like Minna said, go back and put dollar signs.
Okay.
I could hire someone to do this for like the, minimum wage. I can hire someone that's like a little bit over. I might need to hire someone that's more niche, or this is only something right now that I'm going to do, which would be the $4 sign. And then you'll start to be able to see, well, who do I need to hire? Because you'll have probably sections that are really long. Right. And it'll start to create the job description for you of then who you need to hire, or what can you start to disperse to the people you're already paying, knowing what their strengths are. What can you pull forward out of them?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I would say, like, once you categorize the dollars and the whatever, eliminate the things that you're not going to focus on right now. Right.
Okay.
So we can do all the things, and it's easy for us to think that we can hire for all these things, but if it's not needed, it's not needed. You really need to focus on what you know is working for you.
Okay.
So if it's something that has to do with the brick and mortar or some things that are needle moving, and oftentimes we don't know what that is until we've tried something and we can see if it's worked already. So if you're seeing these live shows work really well, then you lean more into that. If you see the candles are working really well, then you'll lean into that. If you see these two products that one's curated and one is yours bundled together really well, you keep doing that and you keep bundling. Okay. So that's what I want you to do, because you just want to focus on the things that are working. And I know that the question really at the beginning was, who can I hire to do this or whatever? But it's not as much about that as it is about focusing on where you need to be.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I hope that threw some definitely. Other ideas at you, but
I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes, and that's the thing, like sometimes there's holes that we might see, your gaps where it just could be easier. Like you're like the same thing that happened with Suzanne. Like there's something that you're like, it can't work like that, but it can. I don't think you need 3 Facebook groups. I don't think you need 3 Instagrams. I think especially because your product is still in its like infancy. Right. It's still being developed. It's not your leader. It's not like the thing that you're selling the most of. Your revenue is coming from a lot of things that you're curating and buying. So I think know that your superpower actually is that you're, as the buyer, as the curator of what your customers are going to take. So right now, that is something that can't be replaced. We're not hiring a buyer for that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
So that's a superpower. We need to keep you focused on being really attuned to what your customers need, and that you provide that. And the other stuff can be done by other people.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And I have a quick question. All of the comments, will I be able to see those after?
Yeah. You'll be able to see that. And
Sarah's
I see things, but it's hard to keep track of them all.
Okay. So people want to buy from you right now. Where would they go to buy?
beblends.com.
So that's beblends.com. So it's BE. Yeah. It is really exciting to have a team. I would say that as long as they feel empowered by their roles. For example, when you have somebody making stuff, you have to figure out how much do they make and how long does it take me to sell it. Your job is to sell it. It's not to make it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So especially as the owner, and then even if it's not selling it front facing, it's selling it strategically. What are you thinking about that will sell it? Right. Okay.
All
right. Good luck.
Thank
and
you.
Again, and it's her Instagram is.
Yeah. It's Be Essential actually.
So it's BEESSENTIAL. So Be Essential. It's a little tree icon. I would change your icon to a product maybe, or like something more that's going to pull us in.
Okay.
But I know what you're selling.
Okay.
Okay. So I love that. Thank you. And then,
Thanks.
And thank you. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Stacey.
Well, hey friends, so if you loved what you heard and you would like to coach with us, we're excited to announce our brand new reimagined The Product Boss Mastermind. So head to www.theproductboss.com/mastermind where you can learn more. And depending on when you're listening to this, you can apply now or you can jump on that wait list. We're so excited to see you over there. Thanks.